surprise that I do have for you is that you guys are now going to be able to enjoy the show without losing sleep. Yes, Home Affairs is moving to Sundays at 4 to 5 right here on Joy Prime. So make sure you're catching me every Sunday from now. I'm excited about it. Yes, you can see I'm very, very excited. I mean, we can all get some sleep and then catch up, on Sundays right after church. Make sure, you guys are gathered around the dinner table and you're watching and discussing whatever we discuss right here on Home Affairs. I would like to thank the people who are behind this, man. When we come back, I'll tell you their names. Yes, keep it right here because when we return, you do know where we're going. Right into today's diary where we are going to pull out this skeleton out of the closet. Mental health. Do you know anything about it? If you don't, you're in the right place. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back, guys. It is Home Affairs right here on Joy Prime Multi TV and on all digital TV. I'm excited about Sunday because from now on, Home Affairs will start airing at 4 to 5 p.m. on Sundays right after church. So make sure you're spreading that info so everybody can catch their favorite family show right here on Joy Prime. Now, many thanks to the people who make it work. Like I said, I don't do this alone. When I come here, there's a higher power than me, which is God and my crew. I'd like to thank Daniel and Razak on camera. Sound is obviously Logozo and Roland, my lighting guy. Frank is the prop guy, so make sure you are obviously making the show, popular by spreading the people who are involved. Now, we're going to obviously introduce you to the most amazing part of the show. And what you have to do is call in when I activate the phone lines. It's 0302-2080-80 today. We're discussing mental health, and we are definitely going to, make sure that you have all your questions answered on the show. Make sure you're also posting your questions and comments on our social media pages at Joy Prime Official on Facebook and Instagram, and at Real Joy Prime on Twitter. My first guest has been here before. He was so good. And I know today is going to be just as good or even better. I'm telling you. Every time he opens his mouth, it's like God is speaking. And so make sure you're listening because the advice he gave last time helped me change my life around. So you can also experience that right here on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Counselor Frank Adefoli. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Movie.
You look amazing.
Thank you. You're looking great.
Oh, thank you. Are you going somewhere from here?
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah.
All this for me? Oh, my God. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
How's life been?
Life has been good. By
Great.
God's grace, it's been good. No matter how positive we try to be, negatives to come, but we have to live beyond this barrier.
I told you. Yeah. So make sure you're tuned in. Another guest who is very new to the show, but I know he knows what he's about. Man, he's looking so good. Counselor. So make sure you are prepared. The gentlemen on the show today, whoa, they put it on. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the PRO. Well, he works at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. So you do know that he's a perfect person for this issue. Mr. Emmanuel Abuaje Appiah, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Timur.
How are you?
I'm fine by the grace of God.
Great. I love the someone say combination. I love it. Who's your designer?
20 Designs, new creations,
Nice.
yes.
So tell me, I don't know whether are you married? I'm trying to
No,
be
I'm not
nosy, but
married.
I didn't see. I'm
not
sorry.
married.
So how's your family life like?
Basically, mom is outside. I'm with dad. He's a reverend minister, and we are 5 guys, no sister.
Sorry?
No sister. So we are 5 guys.
Boys.
Yes, boys.
5
Yes.
strong boys.
Strong boys.
Oh wow.
Yes, basically.
Did your mom keep trying for a girl? Is that why?
I guess it was because she kept trying for a girl. That's why she had 5 guys.
Oh man. See, be careful what you wish for. Sometimes you don't get it actually. But I'm sure she's happy.
She's very happy. We cook, we scrub,
No way.
we do everything a woman would do.
Wow.
Yes.
So
basically.
you're a wifey material as well as a husband material.
Yes, definitely.
That's amazing.
Definitely.
How does she feel about your line of work though?
She was a bit disappointed when I told her about the income I get as per what I do, because outside there in the outside country, I mean, they work with minutes, seconds, hours,
Yeah,
and they pay.
hours.
But looking at the gravity and then the exponentials of dangers that we go through
Yes.
each and every day, and then like the salary we received, she was a bit kind of disappointed, but she was happy anyway. When she came down, she came to my facility. She went around. I told her around the place, and she had a first-hand look about what happens. And then she made some donations to the hospital.
Oh,
too,
that's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I wish you would tell us how much you make, but obviously that won't be right. But because I would think that, people in your field will actually get paid more, because you deal with all kinds of people who are obviously, mentally not stable. So you are in danger already. It's like putting your life on the line.
Basically, what happens at our end is that if Councillor bear me out, issues about mental health is basically ignored in Ghana, and probably I don't know elsewhere, but I mean we don't have anything like risk allowance.
Structure.
Let me tell you one story what happened in my hospital. I went to the hospital at work. I mean, I was on my ward, and then one early morning we were just taking our notes, we are taking over. They told us one new patient had come. He was very aggressive.
Ooh.
But he was put in what we call timer room. It has an iron barred gate. So there was
Like
no
a
way,
prison?
like a prison, sort of, for him
my
to
God.
calm down. But, the issue is, you wouldn't suspect this patient can break down the iron gate.
Iron Gate?
An iron gate. So,
He broke it?
so I was just writing something. Before I lifted my head, every nurse, everybody had gone. I was the one left. He was holding a stone. And then he asked me, then as he was approaching, and I must confess, I lost track of my life.
I would.
He scared the big Jesus out of me.
Jesus is not scared though. Don't say that.
No, I mean, I just lifted my hand. I saw the guy that, you don't throw the stone. That's the way you want to go home. Just pass it and you go home. Eventually, he went to the consulting room, brought a doctor, and then we continued the treatment. Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
We
I would have
face-
quit right there and then. I'm done. Wow. So
we
you
have
go.
issues where a lady went for CS in my hospital, and then she got jammed by a patient, and then she bled. She had to take care of herself. I mean, there's that called like risk allowance in the work
What,
I
a
do.
patient went for CS?
No, a staff, a nurse who had gone for CS, reported to the ward, and then she got stabbed. No, she got stabbed. A patient stabbed her with his feet, and then she bled. She had to take care of herself because there's nothing like a risk allowance when it comes to our hospital.
You're kidding me.
Like
Something's got to be done.
nothing is.
The government doesn't even, try.
No, there was nothing called risk allowance.
Oh my goodness.
So we live by the grace of God.
So how
and
is
the
she
mercies.
now?
She's well. She goes for regular reviews. She's doing okay. She's doing
Man,
okay.
I'm heartbroken. But
Several incidents. Several.
what is mental health? Counselor, do you know what mental health is?
It's mainly about psychological states, things we do that affect us psychologically and emotionally.
Right.
These are things we don't even have control of, most of them. You might look at somebody who looks so sound, nice and smiling. Maybe something is going on with the person's mind. You have no idea about it. It's not a sickness that one leg of mine is paining, my hand is paining, and you could see the signs and you can suggest, oh, let me help you or anything like that. But people go through issues day in, day out, and they are not able to manage it, especially when I was telling you, when bad things come every day, negatives come, we are not able to go through it.
Right.
And it becomes something that we are not even ready to express it.
Right.
Because I don't know what the next person outside will hear what I'm telling you today, sharing you or even confiding you. So we keep stuff to ourselves until we explode.
Yeah.
Some cannot even take it anymore.
Yeah.
So there are lots of mad people outside, call it like that, who are going through a lot of issues.
I think I'm the biggest crazy person on earth because,
Going through
the
issues.
stress, I mean,
The stress
the
are
work
mad.
stress.
From your work is one of the things that job gives a lot
Yeah.
of stress. Relationship gives stress. Lack of sleep, what is even keeping you awake. A lot of people don't even sleep. Poor diet.
Right.
A lot of people don't even have a good diet.
People become cranky when,
Yes.
these new diets. I mean, I knew a bunch of girls who were going on a peanut diet. So every hour they will take one peanut and,
That's really bad.
savor it, like one peanut in their mouth because they want to lose weight.
So staff are playing, and when we come to even a house, sometimes the way our spouse treats us, the family members treat us, these are all stuff that add trouble to our already added trouble.
Should there be a law for someone who causes you to basically go mentally retarded? Should there be a law for someone who is the culprit of pushing you into that corner?
I think he did a good job to that. I mean, talking about the stresses and everything.
Yeah.
Now, what basically we describe as mental health is that you and I are everyday ability to adapt to normal stresses of life, evidenced by our thoughts and our feelings. And then these things must be congruent to the norms and the values of the society. What am I saying? As he said, you wake up in the morning, there was no money in your pocket, but you're expected to go to work.
Yeah.
But someone will stay at home, but you're supposed to go to work. I mean, you're going through a lot at home. Your husband is beating you. He's jamming you every side. But the society expects you to, live up to the standard and go every day. So you being able to adapt and adjust, you're saying that you are very normal. I mean, now listen, we are just trying to say that there is an evidence. For example, I lose a 50 pesos. So you find me rubbing myself. Look at me, a big man. Because I've lost 50 pesos, I'm on the floor and I'm crying. Oh, my 50 pesos, my 50 pesos. Or I lose a pen, or I lose probably a coin or something. The action per my behavior does not tally. And then even when it comes to society, for example, you watch Mr. Bones, right?
No.
Mr. Bones. Oh, they greet with slaps. So like, I mean, I could have slapped. Good morning, just to say,
Where are they from?
That's from different culture.
They're different culture.
Yeah.
So the
Where
culture
are they
defines.
from?
Oh, Mr. South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So like, I mean, your greeting is slapping. So when you enter that environment and then you want to shake hands,
They must be crazy.
they will see you.
I would
They will
slap
see you
it.
to be crazy.
Okay.
You have to slap someone for you to show that you are normal. So even the culture, the society gives a definition to one who is mentally healthy. Not only for the fact that you'll be able to adapt to stresses, but I mean the society. For example, there's what we call color blocking. And now in psychiatry, it's a bit of a sign you give to schizophrenia. Like, I mean, you, for example, one makes a makeup, like you have a makeup on your face and like you have blue, red, green, yellow, and it's all on your face.
Right.
It gives us a sign of a mental illness. Yes.
So what did you use for my makeup this morning?
I think you're looking good. You're looking...
I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. You're not crazy.
Wow. So who does color blocking though?
No, so we have what we call the schizophrenic colors.
Okay.
So it's a kind of personality. I mean, the person dresses overly. I mean, to please. It could be as a result of loss of self-motivation or low self-esteem and stuff like that. Yes.
Wow. So most of these girls who have yellow eyeshadow and
they have a big problem.
They have mental.
That's why he said most people are walking. And
Stella, Florence, Esther, never give me colorful eyeshadow.
1.8 million of Ghanaians are mentally ill.
Wow.
That is only Accra Mental. So can you imagine the rest of the units and other places? So, it's a lot. It's a lot when it comes to mental health. It encompasses so many great
But
things.
let's take, our notes that we got, the reason why we're discussing mental health today.
On today's diary, dear movie, my husband has a problem when it comes to dealing with stress and emotional issues, and I think that qualifies him as mentally unfit. An example is, when he returns from work, he begins to physically and emotionally distance himself from me. He tends to avoid me, and when I try getting closer, it's often strained, resulting in restrained or surface-level conversation. The basic quality of sitting together as a unit to tackle common problem is torn apart as he feels an increased level of frustration and despair. His negative emotional reactions are often intensified, and at behavioral level, he tends to isolate himself, may turn to alcohol and drugs to numb difficult emotions, and sometimes tend to having extramarital encounters. It becomes extremely difficult to live with him under the same roof, since he begins to yell at me and becomes abusive towards me when he gets into his element. Movie, I don't know what can be done about his attitude, but I surely know you and your panelists can help me out. Lena.
Yeah, so there you have it. Well, I think she's more crazy though. I mean, sometimes, you know, we're so quick to blame the other person for the problem. You know, maybe, I don't know what you think about this. Maybe she's nagging too much. Isn't nagging a form of mental illness?
Okay, we'll start our question from there.
I don't think it's nagging. You see, people go into relationship, marriage with various sets of needs. They want those needs to be met. So sometimes when those needs are not being met, and they feel like there's something wrong.
Right.
There's something wrong. But the case is, that is your life partner. If one person is short at this end, that should be your strength. So if I'm down, you have to be up.
Yeah.
And I have to give you this, I have to be your support system. I have to be your safest place. Somebody can come to run to me at any point in time and share with me and talk to me. But sometimes, because of the fear, as you were saying, I will be afraid of lion. Somebody might be afraid of cockroach. They are all fears.
My mom.
Okay, you say, oh, because it's cockroach, it's nothing to fear about. But that's my fear.
Yeah.
So as soon as I started putting my fear off, it becomes difficult for me to share with you or come and open up to you.
Right.
So I keep it to myself.
Right.
So they go through bad day at work, and when I come back home, I have to be calmed down and give all the rest I need, all the kind of attention I need, and ask questions. What happened at your workplace today?
But sometimes you feel like, you know, you just want to leave it. You don't want to talk about it. I think partners should also get that, you know, that sometimes your partner is tired. He's not ready to talk to you. Why do you have to push?
Some mood you can't talk. Maybe if I had to recollect, last 2 years ago, I lost a baby.
Oh,
so it was a hard moment for me. That was the first time. Coming from Kolebu, and I met a lady who was crying uncontrollable. You can't even control her. I was just coming from the labor ward. So people were trying to console the lady. It wasn't getting done. So I went to me, I also lost a baby. So we are all the same.
Oh, man.
I don't know where you are coming from. I don't know how difficult your situation look like. But I think we all have something we can share. It's all where. Within a short time, it was able to calm.
Down.
Why it wasn't calming down when those people were talking? Because the way they were shouting and behaving towards her, I feel like they don't even understand where she is coming from. Okay, so imagine I had the same issue again, another loss of a baby. That was the second time. And this is something that we as a family, me and my wife, we have looked forward to this.
Oh, man.
And we don't want to go through the same line again. So frustration certain, anger certain, a lot of things certain. But the case is, we go beyond those things. Negatives will always come as a part of life. So we need to hold hand. There are days we don't even want to talk about it. The topic we don't talk about it. We just go out for a walk. Sometimes we just go and watch a movie, just for laughter, just to clear off what we are going through. Sometimes there are some places we don't even visit. Some people, we don't even pick their calls.
Right.
But when they call you, they start asking questions. What happened? Is it a doctor? Is it this? Those questions, you don't need it at that particular moment in time. But these are the questions people ask you.
Right.
So how people welcomes you. If you're going to give me a support, one thing you do is listen to me. If you're not going to listen to me, you school me, you tell me what is good, blame me. It makes me distance from you.
So that's what we're seeing here then.
Yes.
Maybe she is trying to be a dictator of, you know, how he should feel or
should
how
be a
he should
friend
deal with it.
to the husband.
Right.
It should be the husband's safest place. Place that he can confide in at any point in time.
Right.
Being intimate is not something like we just come to the bedroom and touch ourselves.
I know, right?
Being talking to ourselves day in, day out.
I don't know why
What
sex
happened
is
day
the
in,
issue
day
of
out.
intimacy.
Okay.
Right.
So it means we are not even close as we think we are.
There's no connect.
Yes.
Right.
And the connection is not there. Whenever there is trouble like this, we can't relate.
Right.
So we go out looking for people who are even strangers, who just look at our DP because we have expressed our emotion.
Right.
And they say, oh, what are you going through?
Right.
Is there any way I can help you? And we feel like, look, that's the safest
Right.
place. And we pour out our emotion to
Like
them.
I always say, a stranger is a friend you haven't talked to yet. So sometimes, I mean, the way people would just welcome you will make you feel safe, like he's saying.
Yeah,
So,
basically, I would like to add a bit.
Okay.
Like, I mean, most people, I mean, before they get married, I mean, before they get into this bond, I mean, often than not, most behaviors are hidden.
yes.
Most, you know, behaviors, attitudes are learned over time. To undo a behavior will take a longer time too.
Right.
So it means that for men, you may never know who a man is until probably you're so close and you come in contact with the very being who the man is. Why? Because men don't like talking. Men like men like
I beg
the,
to differ.
men like some
These
men like
is
the state.
mentor papa.
You see, the issue is there are other things about men you may never know.
Right.
I mean, for example, you go home, Adolf, like Adolf, you come home, your wife serves her food. Okay, honey, this is your food. She just sits by you, you're watching a movie and you eat. Now you have a lady friend. You go home, she holds your hand, she washes your hand, she puts the plates in front of you, she tries to feed you. As she feeds you, her hand is rubbing your hair. Which of these two ladies would you like to stay with?
But some men also don't like that kind of attention.
So it depends on knowing the man.
Right.
Knowing each other, as you rightly said, you must be able to know who he is.
Right.
There are times we just don't want to talk about issues. We just want to take a walk.
Right.
I mean, when you come home, you've already been going through a lot of stress at work, frustration. Then you come home, honey, I want to talk to you about this issue. Honey, please. You go like, really?
Right.
That is like, really? I mean, you should know your man, when and what to say, and how even your presentation, how to say it.
But can't you guys also compromise a little bit? I mean, sometimes you men can also just, relax and just hear your wife, because you have to understand that as much as women should understand men, you guys also have to understand women. A woman loves to talk to the man that.
This is something missing here. I keep on telling people, if I'm normal, the one I marry is abnormal. And if I'm abnormal, the one I marry is normal. We can't be the same.
No, we're never.
Yes, we can't be the same. So you don't expect people to act or behave a certain way you want to. The best you can do is learn, be their student, and you learn from them.
Right.
Women don't like headlines. How was your day? Fine. I'm okay. Women don't like. Women want details. When I ask how was your day, or when I got to the office, I met this.
Oh, women,
I did
this
that.
is what I'm
Take
saying,
him to the stories.
Because
That's
you know
women
what?
want.
Can I just say something?
Yeah. Right.
If I get married, when I get married, hi, boo boo. When I get married, I mean, my work schedule is very tight. I work on radio at 10 to 2. I'm on TV at 5 to 6. So when I get home, there's really not enough time for me to hear about your day. So for me, it will be hard to sit down and have a real convo like, hey, how was it? And you know what I mean? I think it's the time that we have on our hands that makes us the people we are. Because if you understand that the person you're married to loves you regardless of who you are, you don't have to impress them. So why do we, stereotype women to be talkatives and then men to be, the quiet type? When
Far from that. What I'm just trying to tell you, with our nature, we would like to keep some things.
Right.
Woman, you think the wife is being nosy. It's not nosy. He just wanted to know what you are going through.
Exactly.
He just care about you. Assuming you are outside with your friends and you keep on calling. What are you doing? It's like it's a mother monitoring you. It's not that. You just want to be sure that you are safe.
Okay, yeah.
But to the man, it's like you becoming something else.
No, but that's why you guys are mean. Because
Yes.
do you know why I say you're mean? You will get a female friend on the side and open up to her about your darkest secrets, but you can't talk to your wife.
So
your priorities have got to change, guys.
So the question is, what is the wife not doing the friend is doing?
So tell her.
So yes, that is the mistake of some guys. That's some mistake of some guys. That's a mistake, and that's the mistake of some ladies.
Yeah,
some ladies
that's
are
true.
male
We're
friends.
taking a short break. We're coming back. No, but what I'm saying is,
Yes.
I mean, this has got to stop where you guys, we're on a break. Coming in a bit. What guys have to do. Welcome back, guys. Oh my goodness, the convo we were having, behind the scenes were even more interesting. But don't worry, we're going to activate the phone line so you can also chat with us, connect with us right now on Facebook is at Joy Prime Official and Instagram as well, and on Twitter at Real Joy Prime. We're talking about mental health this morning, and it looks like I've come to a conclusion. Everybody's crazy, but I just want y'all to know it's not a competition. Just deal with your crazy, let me deal with mine. So the phone lines have been activated. It is 0302 oh my goodness, 0302-211-70124. That's 0302-211-70124. Sometimes I give my personal number without even realizing it. But call us and ask us just about anything. What are the different types of mental illnesses?
Thank you very much. I mean, we have two different types of mental illness. We are looking at where the brain stem itself is faulty. And then we're looking at the fact that the functionings of the brain is altered. So we have several different conditions. Now, before we classify what are some of the causes of mental illness, we have three scopes. Now, a school of thought says that we have the host factors, the environmental factors, and then agent factors. Now, when we talk about host factors, you as an individual,
I caused it.
I as an individual,
I caused the
by predisposition
crazy.
of the fact that you are very tall and lanky, very plumpy and short, with short limbs, or
That
you are
can
very
affect
athletic,
you
you are
mentally.
predisposed to mental illness. For example, those who are tall and lanky, broad chest, tall and lanky, they are predisposed to schizophrenia.
You're kidding.
I'm telling you.
So what am I prone to?
Okay, I've not actually noticed your height, but I'll excuse you on this
I'm
one.
quite tall. I'm
You're
5'7".
You're 5'7", beautiful. Maybe I'll throw you in an athletic body type.
So what am
The
I?
athletic body type, they are predisposed to epilepsy.
God forbid. It shall never come to pass.
And then-
We got someone on the line though. We'll come back to the third one. Hello? Daryl?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Cool.
Great. What do you have to add or ask?
Please, I want to talk about today's diary.
Go ahead. We can barely hear you though, so speak up for us.
Okay. I think the lady should be more patient with the husband because sometimes it happens. It's normal. So maybe the husband had a bad day at work or even had a good day, but something cropped up. So you should be a little bit patient.
I like that. Thank you so much. We have a few messages. This one is from Samituga Asem says, signs and symptoms of mental health. 1, talking anyhow. 2, aimless roaming. 3, too quiet. 4, and etc. Oh, what's the etc. though? Okay. This one, it says, I'm one of the mental health members in OT Senior Technical School in Dambai. In fact, we are really working to improve the standards of the people around us and not those who we see on the streets have mental problems. Okay, let's join hands together for a better mental, I think you wanted to say health. Thank you from Sami Tuga. Mariama I. Kamara says, Movi, you look good. Love you. I love you too. Thank you. Frimpong Patricia says, love all your shows. God bless you, Patricia. Sami Tuga, okay. You said talking anyhow. You're talking a lot, oh. What does that say? We have Lucy on the line. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Lucy. Good morning.
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm blessed. Thank you for joining, Lucy. What do you have to add?
Yeah, let me speak to you, okay?
Yes, go ahead.
The mechanical guy now other side, no, or can't send your face. Ediana or Bessian and Yera 7 or Ediana, what you say?
No, the Nasafa funny true.
Washing it down. For how long that I don't going to make me a washing it? What you think like that? Yeah, that one, they shouldn't put it in his place. When wife not mean your son, yeah.
Lucy, you're crazy. Okay. So 0302-2117. You guys are amazing. 211-70124. Call us and tell us exactly what you feel about mental illness. So the third one you were going to.
Yeah, the third one is that short, they are round, they are plumpy,
Right.
and then they are predisposed to what we call mania or depression. That is why our moms usually from the
Short
south,
people are, hot-tempered.
hot-tempered, so they are predisposed to mania or depression, either side. So,
Right.
and one thing people often make a mistake about, I want to correct, is that we have mental health, we have mental illness. What the guy said was a mental illness,
Yeah.
and then we have mental. The health is the positive aspect, then the illness is the negative aspects of what we of mental health. And then of late, the laws, you can't say someone is crazy or mad. You are allowed to say he has mental illness or he's mentally ill.
Oh, you're crazy. We're all crazy.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah,
So where does bipolar come in? Because apparently more black people are prone to bipolar. I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's something I read.
What's happening is that when we say bi means two, polar means that the two hemispheres of the brain, I mean,
Don't
where
match.
where there is a mix of emotions, a mix of behaviors.
Right.
So for example, let's say for example, you may find a patient on the ward and then probably he's very happy in the morning. I'm going for the Olympics and he's running. The next time you find him, oh, Olympics, well then he's crying. I mean, so it's a mix of those two things.
That's
So
sad.
that's what we call the bipolar.
How do you deal with that though?
Now, there are treatment modalities we go through. We use what we call the mental status examination.
Right.
So before we even diagnose a patient, that's what we go through. I think you've ever heard the story of a doctor interviewing a patient, and he's saying that when I give you an orange, what will you do? He said, I'll wash it, I'll peel it, slice it, and I'll eat it. The second person, they asked him, when we give you a pineapple, what will you do? I'll wash it, I'll slice it, and I'll eat it. The third person, they asked him, when I give you a bath, what will you do? I'll wash it, I'll slice it, and I'll eat it.
Okay. We have Lizzie on the line. Hello, good morning. Oh man, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
so-
wash that call and eat it and slice it.
Yeah, that's one aspect. That's
Right.
an aspect of it. We look at something called hallucinations. That's where there is nothing, but someone is saying, I see a human being standing in front of me. I see something. That's what we say. There's a thin line between.
So all these prophets, they're
no,
hallucinating?
there is, what I'm trying to say that there is a thin line between
Okay.
religiosity
Wow.
and mental illness.
Okay.
There should be. You must be able to assess and find a difference. Obviously, we have people who come there and then they are preaching. You look at them like, oh, he's preaching God. So if you have met this person outside, what would you say? Would you say that he's a preacher or he's mentally ill?
Right.
You get there's a thin line between
How
that.
do we find that line? I want to find that line though.
Before anybody will go off as in mental ill, there are certain signs and symptoms you should be able to be looking at. For example, we know movie to be very hyperactive, very cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and stuff like that. All of a sudden, the movie is withdrawn. She's quiet. The least thing, she gives you cheeky answers. She's not minding you anymore. There is a problem with the movie.
Yeah.
You should be
It
able
means
to.
I'm crazy?
No, it doesn't,
Maybe I'm
no, it
having
doesn't
a
mean-
problem.
It doesn't mean you're crazy.
Maybe I
No.
lost my dog. You know what
It
I
doesn't
mean?
mean you're crazy. It's a sign of a problem
All right.
which, not handled well, may lead to mental illness.
Oh, right.
Yes. So, for example, you are married, you are home. For example, you look at a trend of events in the statement the lady said. The husband was not minding him. Now, extramarital affairs.
Right.
Now, taking to alcohol.
Maybe the extramarital affairs were happening, but she wasn't seeing that.
Seeing it.
Wicked.
So, or still, because of the issues, he's now having extramarital affairs. Now
Right.
he's taking to alcohol and drugs.
Right.
So he's
we
graduating.
should come to counsel in a little bit, but right now we have Ikria on the line. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Go
How
ahead.
are you too?
I'm blessed. Thank you. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, what I want to say is when it comes to relationships, men and women are wired differently.
Yeah.
And that is what we women, we fail to understand. We think men should behave as we do. But as we are introduced for things and other things, men are not like that. Sometimes we try to see what isn't there. And we try to assume too much. We try to read so many meaning into things that we are not supposed to. And it kind of gets us confused. One thing you have to know about men is that when you don't understand something, ask. Don't just assume.
Know
You
when to
assume wrongly.
ask too.
So you just ask your man what is going on. If you want to know something, just ask. Don't sit down and pray, assume, just make your own conclusion about things.
Right.
You make mistakes, but we fail to understand men. When he wants his alone time, give it to him.
Right. Thank you for
And to
that.
get to a point, he will come to you.
That's
So
right.
we fail to learn from our men when
Yeah.
some
behaviors we have to understand. We feel them.
Right. Thank you
That
so
is why
much.
there's problem.
Thank you.
I'm really
Okay, so we have home tip. Unfortunately, we have to cut this and take the home tip. We're teaching you how to make smoothies, but if he's quiet, leave him sometimes. He will come. So there you have it. Counselor, we had a caller, but I think we lost them. But Counselor, what do you have to say about, all of this mental health and mental illness issues?
We're living for God. Honestly, we need to know this. We're not living for our society. We're not living for our fellow friends or brothers. We're living for God. That's the standard. And Philippians 4 says it's there. Worry about nothing. In everything, give thanks to God. Okay, you meet all our needs and our
Yes.
demands.
According
That's what
to
we're
his rich-
supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. Worry doesn't change. It doesn't even add a hair. It doesn't change anything. We just stress ourselves. That's why I love this animal dog. When you get to a food, they can't eat the food. You pee on the food and go. It means you won't come back to it. It's gone. There are issues when you weigh it. There's nothing you can
For
do
the
about
dog? Isn't it the same dog that vomits and eats it or something like that? Which one does that?
it. There are things that when you weigh it, there's nothing you can do about it. You let it go.
Right.
And move to the next one that you can do something about it. But getting stuck, thinking about it,
Right.
it
Worry.
do you no good.
Right.
It affects even the people around you. And those who are around us, I beg you, we should be support. We should offer support, offer help. We should not be those who face. I want to face you. You are not all right. I want to check and know what is it and
Right.
get it done. No. One of the support is to listen to you,
Yeah.
give you time.
Yeah.
But monitor you. When do I need you? When is it okay to talk to you? That's what we do as a friend.
Right. Counselor, now, if you're married to a man or a woman, because this can happen to both, genders, and you know that, okay, when you wake up in the morning and you say good morning, he says good morning in a certain way when he's happy, and he says good morning in a certain way when he's, not ready for you. Should people read more into the body language and the tone of, their spouses more than just assuming or trying hard to please them?
Don't never ever assume. Okay, ask. Ask. That's all you should do.
Right.
And when you ask, please listen. People ask, they don't want to listen. That's what we do.
Right.
We want to hear what we want to hear, not what the person wants to tell us. No, that shouldn't be the case.
Right.
So when I ask you, I listen to you. When one of the things I'll ask and I get disappointed is, I'm okay, I'm fine. I mean, the person is fine for now because he doesn't want to talk.
Right.
But you come to another time that he's not fine. You want to what? Vomit it.
Right.
And we
So
talk about it.
in a case where the woman asks, okay, baby, are you cheating? And obviously she's not expecting him to, lie, but she's also not expecting to hear yes. And the man says, yes, I am. How should you deal with a situation like that?
All right, let's face this. This is not normal. We expect you to behave in a certain way that is normal. Anytime that you are not behaving in such way, that means it's not normal, you are sick. And you don't give up on the sick people. You don't you don't think sick people will act normal as you want them to be.
Right.
So if I ask you whether this action show that whether you've seen someone else, and the answer is yes, you've seen someone, why is this so? Is there anything I'm doing wrong?
Yes,
Is there
there's
anything that
something wrong.
you want in this marriage that I can do? What can I do to become a better partner for you?
Right.
What can I do to make you happy? What can I do to make this relationship or marriage work? These are 3 questions. If you're able to
Right.
get the answers, we are on the path going.
Okay, so our closing remarks about mental health, please.
Yeah, basically, everybody can get mental illness, whether you are president, you are a poor person,
Yeah.
whoever you are. Now, as counselors keeps on saying, everybody should try as much as possible to give the support base
Right.
that we need. Now, when you have a problem, you should go to find appropriate people. He's a counselor. Find a counselor. Talk to the counselor. You can go to the hospital, and then you can get things solved there. I mean, there are lots of ways you can get your mental problems solved. Now, the last thing I want to say is that when people get mental illness, they send them to this
Sorry.
and then they keep them so much, so long that they get beaten,
Right.
they get, I don't know what to say.
Humiliated, yeah, that's right.
The earlier,
the better.
the better.
Thank you so much. Okay, I want to thank GTP New Style for supporting, and you as well. Make sure you're joining us on Home Affairs next week, Sunday at 4 to 5. That's next week, Sunday at 4 to 5. My name is Movi the Motivator. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Godspeed. I'm out.